Let's create this dashboard in Excel in just 7 minutes. The icons along the left are clickable links. So you can actually click on them and go to the tab that you want to go to. So I'm going to insert icon for each of these. So repeat that step. And this last one is going to be a question mark. Let's say someone needs help. We're going to link this to an email address. So let's change it to white so it matches everything else. Now you right click on these and then on the link. And then you can go up through these and choose the tab you want it to be. So in my file, I have a ton of tabs because this is the workbook. So I have to scroll a lot, but generally you would not need to do that. So I'm going to link each one of these to the appropriate tab. So one of them is inputs, one of them is going to be our contacts, if you had contacts you wanted to list. And then for the question mark, I'm going to link it to an actual email address. So if you click the question mark, it will take you to your help versus the others are going to take you to the different tabs. All set with those. Now you could copy and paste this to each tab if you want, but I didn't because of space, so you can see what I'm doing just for this lesson. So let's insert a shape and draw it in. This is where our title is going to go. So I am going to change the formatting and put a shadow on it, and then let's type in something like sales dashboard. And let's change that font color to something like black. You could change it, make it a little fancier there with all those options. Now Control Shift and click on these to just drag them. It's going to just automatically duplicate what you just did. I'm going to resize a couple of these and move them into place. I have a rough idea of how I want this to look in the end, but you might need to adjust these as you go. So this one is going to be a line chart. Let's move that. And then this one is going to end up being a radar chart. You could change this however you want. As you can see, you can just move these around and resize, but I'm going to just put it back to the larger size, again, because I'm on a mobile screen to show you the lesson. So I'm going to do the formatting here. So you go up to the font and you can change it to bold, larger. You can hit enter while you're in the shape and then put a line underneath, and then you can double click on this as you highlight it and change the formatting here. So now I'm just going to do this one just for time's sake, and then go ahead and repeat this step while you pause, and then they're all set. Now I just clicked on our icon for the data or inputs, and I want to make a radar chart. So I'm going up to the insert chart, and I'm going to get rid of the title, and I'm going to delete the axis. Now let's just resize this and move this off to the side. This is our customer satisfaction score. Now let's select all of our sales data. Again, go to Insert, Chart. You can do recommended charts, and this will be a line chart. Let's right click on this axis though, and let's change the minimum to one of our, close to our minimum value. Let's say 180, and then that way the lines are separated and you can see what's going on. So let's move that out of place. And now these next two are going to be donut charts. So we just want to select the two percentages and go to Insert Donut Chart, delete the title, delete the legend, go to Insert Shape, and let's draw that in the middle. We want this to be the percentage completed. So let's go, we'll change this at the top here to no outline, no background. So it'll be see-through. And then what we need to do is we want to link it to the percentage. So we're going to go up to that formula bar and hit equals. And then we can change this around for the formatting. We could center it vertically, horizontally. Let's make it look decent, bold it. You can insert the font size, or increase the font size quite a bit. And then let's right click on this donut and actually shrink that down to like 56. We try a couple different ones, but let's see how this looks. So that's looking a lot better. It's a lot thicker. And then same thing here, you can change these colors. Our theme is burgundy and gray, so let's just go with those colors. Then we're going to shrink this down so that it's out of the way. And this is going to be the one on the left. And as you can see, you might want to change your font size so that it fits, but we're shrinking this down just to see right now. So I just repeated the exact same step for the others. And now you're able to Control X those charts. So click on them, press Control X, flip back over here, and Control V to paste. And then you can arrange it as you can see how I'm doing, just kind of moving it in place, resizing. Now if I go up to the very top, you can change the chart to look a little bit more professional, a little fancier. So let's go with this one. And then let's double click or right click and format on the chart. And then we want to make sure that there's no border. We don't need to see that. We've got the shape for that reason. So that's looking much better. Now let's click back on our inputs and Control X, go back to the dashboard, Control V to put the radar chart in. And then the same thing, we're going to have to resize this, move it around. And you also need to get rid of the border here. So you can double click or you can right click on it to format no line on the border, looking much better. Now I still need room though for the donut charts. So when I go back over here, I'm going to press control, click on both, control X, and then control V. So now they're here on the dashboard tab, but we need to move some things around. So if you press control and click both the shape and the chart, you will easily be able to just move those down. Press control and click on both sales and profit, drag those down. Now you've got a much better situation. Now again, if you're on a computer screen, you could make these much bigger, but I need these to be small so that you can see them. So I have to resize these down, and I'm going to have to change that font size. So I'm going to go down to the smallest size possible and expand that text box so you can see it much better. But again, if you're on a computer screen, you wouldn't need to do that. And then let's just move it into place, and let's do the exact same thing over here. Let's change that to the smallest font size possible. And I'm going to resize the text box, looking better. And now when I click on these, I can move them into place. And just like the other charts, you want to make sure that you don't have a border showing. So when you go up to the formatting at the very top, you can click and remove the fill. You can remove the border just to make sure it is transparent. And again, let's remove the outline. Looking good. Now let's just make sure these are moved into place so everything looks good. And then let's do one last step here. Let's insert another shape, and I'm going to do a rounded rectangle. It doesn't really matter though if you're going to make it transparent, but let's go up to the formula bar, type equals, and then let's go back over to our inputs and let's add our actual sales here. And then we're going to do the exact same step for profit. So again, you can hit Control Shift and click on this text box and it will copy it for you and move it over. We're just doing some formatting here, expanding that so that it fits. That looks to be about the maximum font size I could use for it to actually fit. So again, Control Shift and then drag it over. And you can go up here and you could change the cell if you knew what it was, or you can just start over and click back into our inputs, and our actual profit needs to be here as well. So then we need to do, yet again, some more formatting. Let's make this larger, bold it. Really important to be able to see that number clearly. And some last final touches might be to just resize these boxes a little bit. If you want to move them around, you could do that. I'm just going to shrink this a little bit, move this one a little bit, and there's your dashboard. Looks great.